Okay, so Matt McKinster, he's one of our community action officers. He's going to provide the run, hide, fight training. I don't know.
Oh, man.
It may feel like just another day at the office. But occasionally, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. But sometimes, bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. You need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or tend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
And I guess when we took a group of citizens also, the main thing was that don't be complacent, you know.
Use the mic real quick.
I'll stay on this one. Yeah, don't be complacent because it can happen at supermarkets, schools, it can happen anywhere. So that's our biggest thing that, to citizens that we always want to teach is don't be complacent where you're at. If you hear something, that's our big thing. If you hear something or see something, you need to call us, get us rolling there. There's a whole bunch of specifics. We spend full weeks teaching officers, you know, what to do, how to make entry. If by chance you're in the unfortunate situation where this does, and you're involved in something like this, and we're coming to help you, the video is 100% right. We're not going to help you first. We'll actually walk over you to get to the bad guy first. We're not stopping and treating people. So we apologize, but a lot of people get upset when we say that. But that's our job is to stop it from happening. So
You don't want anybody else getting hurt.
that's right.
And you know, and I'm going to ask you this, Matt. We talk about being armed and being in that kind of situation, and a citizen can take that shooter out. But then you have you out there with a gun. They don't know who you are, that you're the good guy. So I don't know how you guys feel about me being armed and pulling out a gun to go after an active shooter.
There's usually a time delay. You know, if somebody came in here right now, I'm going to know, you know, a citizen armed with a handgun is going to deal with the issue or not deal with the issue. It's going to be pretty much over and done with by the time we get there. When we show up, we're not ninjas, you know, everyone knows we're coming. So a typical good person armed with a handgun is going to say, whoa, 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 I'm the good guy, and they'll drop the gun and do what they need to do. But there's a lot of times where, you know, we've shot a homeowner who's held a suspect down. There's accidents. Accidents happen, but for the most part, it seems to work itself out. I can't say whether everyone should go buy a gun or not. I don't believe that at all. I think you need to be properly trained for him to carry handguns. So.
Are stun guns, are we allowed to have stun guns?
Stun guns are 100% legal.
How come
Taser-
Amazon won't mail them to Arizona?
I don't know. You know, Taser is a Scottsdale-based company. Their plant is in Scottsdale. You can go in there. They will tase you for free.
Thanks, but no thanks.
No? Yeah. I don't encourage you to do it, but I mean, if you really want to feel it, it'll stop someone. It does. It's hurt. It hurts. But you can go buy one Taser. I don't know if they'll ship it to you.
I don't think Amazon wouldn't.
I don't think I would.
No.
I'd have you come to my office and pick it up. But yeah, they sell them. They go long distances, short distances. They have all sorts of different tasers. Taser is very effective, but you know, just remember, whatever you're using on a bad guy, they can take and use on you at the same time. So.
Any other questions for Matt? I know I was.
Getting a gun. No, someone probably shoot me with it.
And with
I was-
proper training, anyone can handle a handgun just fine.
I just emailed Matt about that group of transients that's still hanging out on Bethany. Maria and I have seen drug deals go down. We know they're going down behind the laundromat in that little store because they come up, I talk to you, we go behind the building, and it's the same group of people. I mean, they've been there for weeks and weeks and weeks now. So if
We are aware of it.
Good.
not just me. Like transit is on top of it, and our net team has been notified of it.
Good.
Now, our net team does a whole bunch of specialized things, so I can't say that they're gonna take care of it. I don't know if it's gonna go to the drug enforcement guys or undercover guys or something else. But we are aware of it. I like to say we move fast, but sometimes we don't. And sometimes we need more evidence. You know, just like you described, you and Maria, seeing what you think is a drug deal. Unless you saw a guy saying, here's some crack, and oh, thanks for that crack, you know, and you can't 100%, you cannot be 100% sure it was drugs, although we probably know it is or think it is. It takes a lot more for us to go and stop people for that.
Darn laws.
Laws.
Because we had a house across the street from us, and the guy just, well, I don't know what he's doing with it right now. I think he's trying to re-rent it out or something. But we knew there were drugs going on. There was way too much traffic. I thought it was some MLM thing, but I'm like, I didn't see any packaging coming around. And so, Pam gave us some paperwork. Hey, track this. We got license plate numbers, everything. And finally, I walked up and told them we were onto them. We know what's going on.
Oh, you're crazy.
And they were like, you're gonna get shot. I'm like, I know these people. They're cool. And sure enough, by the end of the week, they were out.
They moved.
Because I said, we have a handful of young kids. And I know what you guys are doing. And I didn't have to say a word, and before I knew it, they were out because the landowner came over. He's like, he saw some Post-it notes on the door. He's like, what is this, guys? And so they were out, but it was like so humiliating, I guess, to know that right across the street it was happening.
It's not rare for that to happen. Good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, they'll pop up. And that's typically what we try and do, is contact property owner because they're renters, and we handle it in a civil way before it gets out of hand. If not, we enforce it.
Yeah, I may interrupt you, but if you think there's a location that could be selling drugs, you need to report it, because we don't typically, we may not roll right in if there's not enough information, but we could, do some sort of undercover
Actually, no, I called
observation
Crime
of the
Stop
house.
the night before because there was two guys in a truck in front of my house for an hour. I didn't know what they were doing. They didn't need to be there. You guys came over. They said they were just hanging out late at night on their phones. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And you said the same thing. We can't do anything about it, which, that's okay. But it was at the next morning when I talked to the lady about it. And then everybody was moved out by the weekend.
Great.
And so I thank you guys for, just checking up because I'm like,
A lot of times that's all it takes.
yeah.
Well, I have to tell a funny story about the house on 23rd that we closed. It was a drug house. Got closed, got remodeled, and this little family moved in. And Nancy saw them out there, and here was this dad in his tutu, helping his little girl sell Girl Scout cookies. So it was really nice to see that something horrible can get fixed, but it takes our very big mouths to do that.
It's like a lot of work,
23rd
too.
in Kime?
Solano, maybe?
No,
or-
Citrus.
No, it was on 23rd and about Citrus.
Oh, okay.
It's like 6206.
'Cause I
So-
had a DEA officer looking for a witness, and I said, well, if you want to look at something, you should look at that house on 23rd in Kime.
It's been about a year, but I mean,
Yeah.
it took a lot of work. It was just,
But that dad out there in his tutu just made my heart so happy.
Family was out there doing the table and stuff.
Sir, Jeff, question?
No, I'm just gonna point.
Yeah, who had a question? Anybody? Robert, Hector? No questions? Then we'll let our little officers go home.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.